So, guys, I don't think this week needs a funny moment to introduce it. Um, and yes, it's meant to be blurry. Um, I just feel like this episode's just missing something. Uh, for those on the audio and who have never tuned in to a actual live recording, I messed up shaving my goatee this week and had to shave it off. I
Happened to everybody one time or another.
do not like the way I look without a goatee, so this is very concerning for me. But I think I'm funny enough looking that will or suffice as a funny moment as far as the beginning of our adventure. But as per usual, I'm BUBBZI, and he's the beard. Because I'm beardless, that's for sure. This is the show where positivity is the goal, but chaos is the process. Welcome to the Caffeinated podcast.
What's up, everybody? I figure need to give a little bit of an explanation because if you've been here just in the last few seconds that I've started to speak, you may notice my voice is just a little bit different this week.
Little raspy.
Yeah, and for those of you that tuned in last week, remember BUBBZI and I said that we were trying to institute some anti-chaos protocols. Well, the only thing I can say about that is COVID did not care what we instituted, and it's kind of ran a little race through our house this week. Everybody's fine, but everybody's been a little congested, a little snotty, a little
Everybody's
tired, a
just
little sleepy, all the above, but other than that, everybody's fine. I'm the last one that's coming out, and it's hanging onto my throat the worst. So I may have to mute every once in a while if I start to cough a little bit, because trust me, you all don't want to hear it. But somebody might be going, well, why are you telling us that? It doesn't matter. Well, we said this is our podcast. And I don't mean just BUBBZI and ours, it's every listener's part of the family. And we said we'd be 100% real, so why wouldn't we share what we've been going through this week?
it's
And
been interesting. I think most people have just decided that we are going to stay in bed this week, which
yeah,
is recommended. But everybody, I believe, is on ish the mend.
yeah.
Hopefully,
I mean,
so
outside of my voice and being a little tired, I feel pretty good.
yeah.
But, we promised the podcast, and actually, I intended to be a little bit ahead by this point
Yeah.
because we wanted to try to have at least one in the can, so to speak, that in case one of us got sick, all we had to do was go boop, upload, and it wouldn't
Yeah.
cause any of those lapses like we had the week before.
That was kind of my fault. I had it earlier in the week, and I kind of decided that I was going to be in bed most of the day.
Yeah, so it's no big
So
deal, but we'll get to it. So, BUBBZI,
I didn't do it.
we told them last week, but I just want to remind them really quick that this week we are going to, thanks to probably, and I ain't no probably to it, he is my oldest friend. I mean, him and I basically grew up together. Friend Kevin Robinson. He said you should do MCU's greatest moments. So, as BUBBZI and I tend to do, we overthunk and decided we were going to do not just MCU movies' greatest moments, but if there's a TV show that you like, we're looking for the greatest moments from theirs and the ones that we like. And then we decided to take it further, just so you know, so you can put it in the comments for this video. Next week, we're looking for DCU's greatest moments. And anything we talk about here that you think would apply to DCU, put that in the comments. Let us know which character that it applies to for you. And then 2 weeks from today, we are going to do the battle royale, so to speak, right, Bubs?
Definitely is going to be a battle, that's for sure.
CU versus DC. Maybe we'll make it movie to movie, TV show to TV show. But there's got to come a point when we have, if so and so battled
So and
so and so,
so.
who would win? Because that's one argument you get between DC lovers and MCU lovers all the time. Well, so and so would kick so and so's butt. or vice versa. So we threw it out there, so we're going to do it that way. So any and all comments toward that, put it in this video. We'll try to add it to the next video, and so forth and so on. But as always, we appreciate you guys showing your support, showing the love, all that stuff. It's absolutely been amazing as usual. So BUBBZI, do you want to give them the do you want to talk about the sponsors first, or you want to do the rundown first?
We definitely should go to the sponsors.
Yeah, we have, as you guys know, we talk about them a lot, and I talk about them on every chance I get, because they help us and they help me. Unfortunately, they couldn't help BUBBZI this week. And I'm giving him a hard time because he's like, I feel so weird.
Well, no.
But
You gotta
it
understand.
happened to everybody at
Well,
one point in time.
So this is what, episode 28, technically 29, whatever.
Something like that, yeah.
I've had a goatee in every single episode. Imagine having something in your life every week, all the time, and then randomly it's not there. I've walked into the mirror and questioned who I was looking at a couple times this week.
Well, should we let him in a little random beard fact?
Sure.
BUBBZI's almost 24 years of age. Now, he has seen me without a goatee, he's seen me without a beard, but he has never in his lifetime seen me without a mustache. Yeah, and it'll never happen.
I think
he says, well, what if we do a charity
music
thing? I'm like, the mustache stays.
I'm saying like $1 million, dude. Like,
no, man,
way
I couldn't do
up
it
there.
because I don't like the way my face looks without it. It makes my nose look like it's this big.
You think I do?
But, well, let's put it this way. But BUBBZI, this week for the podcast, you don't have a goatee, you have a gone tee. He's making faces at me, y'all.
I'm planning
in case
his
I'm not
murder.
here next week, it's spelled BUBBZI.
Follow me.
But let's talk about our sponsor. This week, we're going to highlight CustomBeardCo, and then we'll talk about Coffee Tearing a little bit. But CustomBeardCo is also known as CBC. And, the question is, do you love your beard, or do you love someone who has a beard?
I love someone who had a beard.
Do you love high-quality beard and skincare products? That has to be in there as well. Well, then you've come to the right place, because at CustomBeardCo, you matter. They make high-quality beard oils, beard butters, beard balms, and whipped body butters for your beard and skincare regimen. They make custom scents such as the Outlaw, which is a personal favorite of mine, the Executor, Forest Frost, and others. They also rotate in custom scents from time to time, just to make you, the customer, happy and to see if there's something else you might be looking for. All products are 100% organic and contain no chemicals or dyes, and everything is made to order. That's right. No sitting around on the shelves, no hanging out in the warehouse. They're made to order, and they're shipped out when they're finished to you, and they also provide free shipping.
Warning.
There is something. There you go. Go for it.
CustomBeardCo uses 100% all natural ingredients, which, even though it has no chemicals, may still cause skin irritation for some. So always be able to test a little on the inside of your forearm.
Yeah, even though it's all natural, you know how it is. Some people are just extra sensitive, and you got to check it out. So then you can head on over to CustomBeardCo. You can check out their awesome products, grab some for yourself or as a gift. And at checkout, just type Caffeinated Beard, and you'll save 15% off any order, $15 or more. Now, BUBBZI and I like the sponsors that we have for a lot of reasons, because we really like their products, but also because they don't just take the money in, they also try to push the money out. And if you go over to CustomBeardCo site and you scroll down and look at their beard blog, you notice that CustomBeardCo and Daryl Marston of Ghost Hunters are working together to fight cancer. Now, with every purchase of Entity products or Entity beard kits, a portion of the overall sales will be donated to the American Cancer Society. But if you scroll on down and you'd rather do it this way, there's a link right there that you can just go ahead and donate directly. But if you haven't tried their beard kits, guys, and gals, if your husband hasn't tried it or your boyfriend hasn't tried it, I highly suggest you get them to try it. But we try to make sure that every sponsor we have gives back to somebody else. Did I just kick you off?
No, I'm right here. What you talking about, Willis?
Am I still here? That's the problem.
Well, I just replied to you, didn't I?
What am I doing? I've lost you. I've lost the picture, dude.
All
We're
right,
going to have to
ladies and
start
gentlemen.
over. I screwed it all up. I screwed something up.
We are gonna keep on going. Don't you love it, guys? We have just a bunch of technical issues anyway.
There we are. I'm back.
Yeah.
I lost the whole page, you all. Now just leave it in there. I don't care. I lost the whole page. And I don't even know what I did. All of a sudden, everything was gone. Hey, that went really well with that scratchy voice. God.
He's just not gonna have a voice by the end of this. It's probably
Yeah,
what's
probably
going to
not.
be the case.
All right, BUBBZI, you want to give them the rundown this week?
I mean, I can. I don't have an issue with doing it.
Well, I wish you would. Give me a chance to rest my voice.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to have a whole lot more energy than I have, guys. I'm just telling you.
I mean, it's just that we're a little. I'm still semi under the weather. I think. I'm having a little bit of issue still with just the overall breathing aspect of the thing. I guess you could say. Just because I am asthmatic, so I am having a little bit of issues there. So I do apologize if I run out of breath. But here's what we're going over today on this fine Sunday. The title being Best MCU Moments.
Dun, dun, dun.
For number one, we've got the best movie / TV show. For number two, we're talking specifically the MCU. I'm talking starting with like Iron Man 1 and up and their TV shows. Because obviously Marvel did have some stuff thrown in there before that. So obviously we gotta give them some mention, gotta give them a little bit of love. Then we can talk about the actual characters themselves and who we think personally happens to be on our list for the top tier. Then we have to talk about movies or TV shows we'd like to see in the future that have either one, we just haven't seen them, or two, haven't been realized on the screen yet. Then obviously I will make sure that the beard doesn't forget to give his social media. We'll talk about our sponsors again, and then we'll give a little bit of an outro, and we'll ask you to comment, like, and subscribe.
Yeah, we haven't even mentioned Coffeetarian yet, guys. If you like good quality coffee, then go to coffeetarian.store, check out what they have. The Colombian BUBBZI, would you say, is by far the best one that we like in the bearded household so far? Not that we haven't liked the others, don't get me wrong.
But that one's like a step above.
Yeah, it's just really
like,
good.
Coffeetarian not only has just great quality in general, and is definitely rated higher than anything you can buy just stock on the shelves, but Colombian just takes it that one step higher, and you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And again, their stuff is made to order. It does not sit around in a warehouse somewhere. They roast it, grind it if you need be, and they send it out, and it gets to anywhere in the United States within 4 to 5 days. And you guys are going to love it. I promise you. And when you find something you want, put in Beard, BEARD, at checkout and save 10% on your first coffee order. And once you do, you'll be a fan just like us. I promise you.
Yeah, and I mean, the only reason I'm not drinking coffee right now is honestly, I am very warm. I know it is very cold outside, but I'm currently in t-shirts and shorts. I am dying right now, so I do apologize. So I will be sipping on some colder beverages at this time.
Well, I am trying to soothe my voice a little bit, so that's one of the reasons. Other than the fact that I just love coffee, so you want to start us off, Bubs, and jump in there, and let's see what you think. See if I agree. However we want to do it. Well, and guys, as always, remember in the comments, you can mark it off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however you want to do it. Or best MCU TV show. Put us in there what you like and why you like it, because we want to know your all's input just as much as we want to share ours. So.
Well, I think we have to kind of go back almost to the beginning to talk about one of the best, I would say, Marvel, not MCU, but Marvel movies. Starting with, I believe it was 1998, same year I was born, but Blade.
That's a pretty good movie. I like Blade.
But, like, you could say that Blade technically started people like, they took the comics, they're making them in real life, Gas. But like
Well, and
you
the
gotta
thing
bring that
about it
movie up.
is, yeah, a lot of people may disagree with this, but I think Wesley Snipes did an excellent job
Hmm.
playing Blade. I thought he had just the right amount of what's the word? Swagger to be Blade. And the reason that I say that is that at some point they did try to make a live action TV show out of it, and the guy that he did the best he could, but he just wasn't. There was something missing in the character, if you know what I mean. But no, I like Blade. I like Blade. That's one of my favorite. Yeah, I would say that. I've seen them all a couple times actually.
I've seen all the movies. I don't think I've ever tried to watch the television show, and now that you say that, I don't know if I want to.
Well, I've watched three
But
or four episodes, and that's about all I can handle. You know my theory. If something comes out with a TV show, my usual theory is it's just like going to someplace and eating something that you haven't tried before. I'll try it once. So I usually watch an episode because not all of them always grab you in the first 5.5 seconds,
hmm,
but you might find something in the episode that goes, okay, I want to see what comes next. But
yeah,
usually if I can't find something, even if I get through one, if I can't find something to get through five, then I'm out. And there
yeah.
was it wasn't that the guy didn't do a good job, but there was just something missing in the chemistry for me. So, and that's just me. And if you guys disagree, please, again, let me know. I'm okay with that.
Hmm.
So, the best MCU movie for me.
Well, I would say Marvel because we have to mention MCU later anyway. But of
Well,
course,
I
you're also
mean,
speaking
I'm
like
just
best
kind of putting them
moment, I
all in
guess.
together. I'm
Yeah.
kind of putting them all in together.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. I think one of the ones that I enjoyed the most, and I won't say it's my favorite one, but was The Punisher with Thomas Jane. I love the Punisher character.
Hmm.
And again, that's kind of before MCU universe. It's just kind of into you know Marvel per se. But I don't know. The Punisher was a good character. I thought. What do
Hmm.
you think?
Well, I mean, I think everyone probably realizes I definitely enjoyed uh Spider-Man. Now, I haven't seen all of Tom Holland's works yet. Hopefully making that change very shortly. But
Yeah, we
we
want
gotta
to go see
we
that
gotta
next week.
talk about Tobey Maguire. Oh my gosh, was it great?
He
It,
did
it
a
just
really good job.
he
Really did.
he did, and I know people give him some crap about some choices, but he did the best he could, and obviously, he's not the writer for some of these, but
Right.
he definitely is the owner of those dance moves from Spider-Man 3. So
No, I think he might have stole them from somebody else. Those were just
I
bad.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think anybody would willingly rent those out to anybody else. Uh,
I don't know, man.
uh
Well, and for me, uh, I enjoyed the Incredible Hulk movies.
mhm.
I I thought I think the second one with Edward Norton, I think he actually did a really good job with it. I thought he did a probably better job than the fellow in the first one, whose name I can't remember at the moment.
Mhm.
But the Incredible Hulk was one of those things that always fascinated me as a kid. And I was born in the '60s, raised in the '70s, and all that stuff. And so I remember the uh, Bill Bixby TV show, The Incredible Hulk, which I thought was fantastic. You know, here's this guy traveling around. He's trying to figure out how to fix what went wrong, and he ends up helping all these different. I mean, it was just crazy. I mean, because the Hulk himself doesn't always come off quite as a hero, if you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But here he got to be the help as to making somebody's day a little bit better. I guess maybe that's why I like it. I don't know, but I like the Hulk movies. If I had to get right down to probably my favorite movie right now, I'd have to say Black Panther.
I mean,
I
oh my
love
gosh.
Black Panther. Right.
It was so good.
I
It
mean, it was
was
yeah. The effects, the stunts, the whole nine yards was just excellent. And of course, the fellow that played Black Panther, you know, I know that he's passed away and all that, but it's one of those things. that's one of those characters I look at. Okay, if he had not done it, who could have? And I really don't know from the people that I've seen in other movies. I don't know if there's anybody that could have pulled it off the same way he did and did such a good job with it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. I mean, and like the problem that a lot of people have with like the original Incredible Hulk movies was obviously the technology. I don't think had caught up with its time yet. It was
Right,
very distracting sometimes to
right,
watch.
right.
Now we're
And don't
talking
be
with
surprised if you hear the Incredible Hulk come up again later in this podcast. I'm just saying, hint, hint, hint.
hint, hint, hint.
So,
But Black Panther, it was like it was perfectly timed. It was very well done. Nothing. It almost seemed like everything just fit where it was supposed to. And you're right. I don't think anybody else really could have portrayed Black
I
Panther
mean,
like he
it's
did.
kind of like playing, Sunday afternoon quarterback, right? But looking back on it, okay, we've got this thing to look at to compare to. Was there an actor out there that could have come close? And this is kind of the argument that I go off every time they pick a new James Bond. Because I'm thinking I'm comparing what I know, and unfortunately for everybody, and maybe not, but for me, anybody that plays James Bond gets compared to Sean Connery.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, are they going to do as good a job? Are they going to come even anywhere close to the style and all that stuff that Sean Connery pulled off? And that's kind of the way I am about Black Panther. I can't think of anybody that could have done. And but Beard, he was following a script. Okay, yeah, no, he was acting.
Well, I mean, it's the
I'm just saying,
same to bring it maybe to another away from action movies. Maybe it would be the same thing as like when the Doctor regenerates.
right,
Oh my gosh!
right,
Remember when we watched Matt Smith? I think shortly after its release, like I think it had just aired in over in England, and we watched it. I think almost immediately, and we were like, "There's no way this is gonna work."
no, and Matt Smith ended up doing a really good
He did
job.
a fantastic job.
I
Eh,
still say, if you go back to one of the podcasts that we talked earlier on, can you imagine Robin Williams as the Doctor?
Oh my gosh! Here's the thing.
He would have been the one that everybody got compared to after that. That's all there is to it, dude.
Well, imagine if they allowed him to help produce that as well. Or if they took it like
Boy,
along the lines of how they did like the original Aladdin movie when he did his
the genie.
well no. Well, I think it might have been the genie, but he also I think he voiced someone else, something where he
Yeah,
was
but they were like,
like,
here, this is what we want. Go.
well, at one point, one of the things that I think he was supposed to be playing somebody who was like in a market or whatever selling things. They literally
Yeah,
covered the items and just had him stick his hands under the cover and feel what it was, and that was how he was whatever he thought of and described them. That's what they put in the movie, and it was one
yeah.
of the funniest scenes because I mean, dude didn't know what he was
Robin
talking
Williams
about.
was probably the most genius ad libber who ever lived.
Yeah,
I mean, he could literally turn any situation, any word, any moment into some of the funniest things you'd ever heard. That's why I said I can just see him as the Doctor. But you know what, Bubs? We can talk about that. I mean, that's all dreaming and all that, but we need to move on. What about MCU TV shows? Which ones are the ones that you've watched do you like?
well, I mean, thoroughly
What do you
enjoyed.
think is the best one? So,
I've not watched all of them, and that is mostly my fault. But the one I enjoyed the most, at least that I have enjoyed, definitely was Loki.
yeah, I
What
hate to, Loki's the kind of character you hate to admit you like.
I know, I
you
know,
know,
but but it's
but it's
played
good.
so well and it's
And,
done so
I
right.
still haven't watched every episode, just being honest. But we watched a few episodes of WandaVision, and my brain couldn't take it anymore, and I just had to have a break. I mean, my head was like, "What?"
Well, I
But
mean,
it's good.
we of course I kind of know what happens because it does get revealed a little bit, but it's just some of the things and how they're connected. Obviously, they're great at storyboarding things months and months and months and months and months and months and months in advance. So everything finally at the end folds together perfectly. But when seeing some things in WandaVision, some things in Loki, you're like, okay, now, I see where this is going now.
Bubs, I don't know if you watched this one or not, but I actually watched it a couple of weeks ago. I saw it and it kind of interested me. The Inhumans?
No, I'm not.
It's the main character, or one of the main characters, is called Black Bolt. Does that ring any bells?
No.
But he's got a voice. His ability is that he possesses a voice so powerful that one word can destroy worlds. So ever since he found his power, he's talked in sign language. He can't really talk to nobody. He can't talk to his wife, But it's just all the different characters and the way it kind of went together. It's kind of neat. If you haven't watched it, I recommend you all check it out. It was different. I'm not saying it's my favorite show, but it was well worth the watch.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, not everything's going to be perfect, but I mean, I would say I enjoyed Cloak and Dagger as well.
Yeah, Cloak and Dagger was really
but
good.
Also their powers are just very interesting as well.
It's kind of neat the way they work together, right?
Yeah.
What about Iron Fist? Do you remember that one?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm much more of a Daredevil fan.
Come on now. Now you're talking my language.
Or like, right? What was it? Jessica Jones. Ooh, like out of the Defenders, I'm sorry to say I enjoyed Iron Fist probably the least. I don't know why. Just out of the Defenders, that was the one show I kind of.
Well, if you're talking about the Defenders, and we've mentioned all of them but one.
Yeah, Luke Cage. Oh my gosh.
Luke Cage is the boss, right?
Hey, the boss.
I mean, come on, man. If y'all don't know who Luke Cage is, it may still be on Netflix. I go check it out.
Oh, but Luke Cage just literally like the impregnable skin. Like obviously he has his weaknesses,
but he's a good guy at the same time.
And the thing is, he sticks to his lane. He's like, okay, I'm going to help this person. I'm going to do this, and then I'm not worried about anything else. This is what's getting done. That is all you need to know.
Yeah. No, I like it. What about this? May be one that other people have watched. What about Falcon and the Snowman Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Falcon and the Snowman is an old movie from the 80s. You guys will have to forgive me. I have those senior moments, okay? I can even tell you who was in it, which is sad.
I've never Falcon and the Snowman. All
it was
right.
all about cocaine.
Okay. All right. Didn't know that.
Probably didn't want to know that.
No, but now I always want to refer to Bucky as Snowman now.
Oh. Does that mean the Falcon is the bandit? See what I did there? If y'all can't see it, he's making that face again.
We got a long way to go. And time to get there.
And for those of you that don't know, I'm referencing Smokey and the Bandit, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, what do you think about Falcon and the Winter Soldier? See, I almost said it again.
I haven't watched all of that show. Like I said, I haven't spent a whole lot of time just watching things currently. Been kind of doing other things. I recently have just been on with a bunch of friends playing video games because there's been some really good releases this month. I know it's very short into the month, but there's been very good releases. And honestly, probably what I think something in contention for Game of the Year, and it's only February, so it's actually that good. Also, I know he's old, guys, but I got the beard to start playing a little bit of games the other day.
Almost. I played one time. I haven't had a chance to do it. But you brought it up, so I'm going to have to bring it up because we know it was on Netflix. Oh, what about Marvel's Daredevil? The guy they have playing Matt.
Well, we've
an excellent job. Just saying. My opinion only.
Here's the thing. We've brought up Daredevil before, obviously in other episodes, as far as like in reference to the Ben Affleck movie, as well as the television show that's currently on Netflix. I've raved, obviously, about the hallway scene, the one take hallway scene. Oh my gosh, please. Oh. But I've always been a fan of Daredevil's powers anyway, because, he. Of course, if you watch the what was it, Ben Affleck's movie, it seems as if he has superior healing and that kind of stuff. But
Well, I don't even know if he has superior healing or
well, he
not.
he doesn't. He doesn't. At least that he's not supposed to. It's just supposed to be, he can hear everything, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the way that Daredevil had always been portrayed in my mind, and the way that things work out, is similar to how the Flash, and the reason, and I bring up the Flash, the reason being is the Flash is so fast, he should be able to perceive everything that's going to happen is happening and be able to counter it
Maybe.
immediately. Right. He should be able to, unless it's like another speedster who's running at the same speed he is. A lot of, especially if you've watched any of the CW show, there's a lot of times where it's like, okay, dude, you're fast enough and you can think fast enough. How are you getting hit by this? Daredevil is similar in a certain way, because you can almost, at least the way that he could hear the breathing changes, how the fist is coming. You should be able to react to that, but you got to understand he doesn't have the speed. He doesn't have the healing. He doesn't have altered
Well,
strength.
he's got certain things, but he's still human, and that's the
But
same way
he's
with Flash.
human. But he plays it. It's so much better, I think, the way that it's portrayed. I love it. I think Daredevil is obviously one of my top favorite characters. Uh, Also, he works with Spider-Man, which also makes him top tier character. Like,
Well, let's do it
oh,
this way. We've kind of hit the different ones and all that. So, give me what you think, whether it's TV show or movie, what you think is the best MCU moment, and I'll give you mine.
hallway scene. Like, if we're just talking well done, hallway scene. If we're talking like impactful, obviously we've got to talk about like Mr. Stark. I don't feel so good.
Well, yeah, that was a
Which,
good scene.
in the thing that makes that crazy is the reason that Peter was freaking out, at least the way that it's been described to me, is because his spider sense was continually going off, but he couldn't perceive what was happening. But he just knew that
Knew
something.
something bad was happening, but
Yeah,
couldn't quite lock in on what the problem was.
but
I
yeah,
got you.
no, couldn't determine what it was, and was just absolutely freaking out. So he was like, "Mr. Stark, I don't
That
feel so
makes a little
good."
sense. I can kind of
It,
see that.
it wasn't that he knew like he was deteriorating; it was just slow or whatever. It was more of he knew it was happening, couldn't do anything to stop it, and
Yeah.
was just like, "Hey, something's going on. I don't feel great." Obviously, I think they could have done the ending of, what was it, Endgame, not Infinity War, Endgame, a little bit differently. As far as the
Maybe.
snap goes,
I don't
uh,
know. The snap was pretty cool.
I'm just saying they should have paid the money to I am Iron Man. Down, 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 down.
Maybe.
Like, what a way to go out, Oh, like I get it, they wanted to be some calm thing, but oh my gosh, Victoria's just I am Iron Man.
Well, I've thought about it a lot, and for me, because I love Captain America for one.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I absolutely love Captain America. I always thought he was one of the coolest characters. Uh, and yeah, there was a really campy TV show back when I was a kid. Hint, hint. Right. Um,
Hint, hint.
but and of course, I like Thor. There's a lot of humor in Thor that I like. There's a lot of that. I don't realize how strong I actually am in Thor, which I kind of like until he has to fight his sister, and then all that changes. But there's a excuse me. There's a scene where Thor and Thanos are fighting, right? And Thanos knocks Thor down, and the hammer's there, and all of a sudden there's Captain America, and he picks up the hammer. I mean, just bam, picks up the hammer. And then they go to Thor, and he goes, "I knew it."
Yeah.
That's one of probably the best moments ever, because, I think at some point, excuse me just a sec. I
No
think
dying.
at some point,
No dying.
no, it's just this persistent cough. I think every hero kind of goes through a crisis of faith, so to speak.
Rough patch.
Yeah, and if you think about Civil War, with Captain and Iron Man and all this other stuff, the reason that it all came about is because the captain said, "This is who I am. This is what I do, and I won't do that." And he never gave up on who he was or what he believed. And he was an honorable man. Well, how do you know? Because he picked up Thor's hammer. He had the right heart. If he hadn't he'd never been able to pick it up. I don't know. I just think that's pretty cool. So,
well, and there's
that's
also the theory that he could have picked it up prior.
True.
Because what was it? Age of Ultron.
It would have been any different.
Well, what was it? Age of Ultron, where they're all testing who can pick it up or not, and you can definitely tell that it moves a little, and like Thor's like, but then when he doesn't pick it up, he's just like, just it's the look of concern, the look of haha, the look of
That's not supposed to happen. But again, if you look at it from the context that I said, that Cap's a good man. He's an honorable man. He's got the right heart. Of course he could have picked it up then. But being a friend of Thor's, and then they were all having a good time, he wasn't going to embarrass Thor or do something that would cause, of course he wasn't.
He knew Thor would be like,
we need to fight.
I'm sure that I am better than you.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But, so, that's my favorite MCU moment. I love it. And again, guys, let us know what you think, what you want, as your best moment. It maybe comes from the TV, one of the TV shows. I don't know. The new Hawkeye TV show, which we didn't mention, is actually pretty good. But I love Jeremy Renner anyway, and I think he does a great job as Hawkeye. And, the series is pretty cool. But if we were to go through the mini characters of Marvel and MCU, if we have to put it out there into the internet universe, so to speak, who is the absolute best MCU character?
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to separate this just a tad bit more. Here's why. We have talked probably almost exclusively about the heroes of Marvel Comics. We have not mentioned any villains.
True.
I'm going to say probably one of... I'm gonna list two villains.
Now, this is just the best MCU character, so it could be either one.
Right. As far as impact, impact on actual heroes and characters, I'm gonna say Kingpin is probably one of the best MCU villains. Because you have people like Daredevil,
I can see that.
Jessica Jones, most people who are stationed in New York have had to deal with Kingpin, and he's done a lot to mess with New York. Now, obviously, in cases of Jessica Jones, you've got what is the Purple Man or Kilgrave? I don't remember what his actual ulterior name is.
I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's Kilgrave or Kilgrove. It's one of those two.
I think it's Kilgrave, maybe.
I'm pretty sure it's Kilgrave, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I got you.
Obviously, for Iron Fist, you have what is it? The Foot.
The Foot.
Yeah.
Stanky.
So obviously you have those, but as far as influential characters, I would say that he is definitely one of those. Now, as far as the best villain who left an impact on me, obviously we've got to go Green Goblin from the original Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. Oh my gosh, bro. That was that. Oh, plus he's got such cool utility, like his glider, his bombs, like uh his son who has that undying love for him and that will commit mass atrocities for him.
I'm not sure his son loved him that much till he got juiced himself. I'm just saying. Then he went a little more nuts, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
But no, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, you've got a bunch of people that are influential characters. I mean, if you think about some of the characters that are influential that really aren't technically heroes, right?
mm-hmm.
I mean, where would Iron Man be without Pepper Potts? Right?
Happy.
Well, yeah, I don't know if he'd be happy or not, but no, I know who you're talking about. I just had to say that.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? And the funny thing about it is, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, when it comes to a quote unquote MCU character, every MCU movie I've ever watched up until he passed, I was hunting every scene to find Stan Lee's cameo character, right?
I'm just saying that dude has held a lot of jobs.
Right? You'd think he'd be,
like
more stable at this point, but
well, I mean, okay, so like, I wonder how many different. Ooh, I wonder if there's a total. Like, I know everybody's like, oh, it's Stan Lee, but imagine that is the same character in every single movie. Like, it's not just a some mother with like octolets or whatever that all look like Stan Lee or whatever.
Gotcha.
Imagine it's the same character. How many jobs has he had in all the movies?
Right. Well, and I have to wonder, there was probably a conversation somewhere when somebody said, we ought to put Stan Lee in there just for fun. And he probably went, nobody cares if I'm in these movies or not. And I guarantee you, every MCU fan was the same way. They were looking to see when he was going to show up. Right. Because once they realized that he was going to be hidden in every movie, it's just like Alfred Hitchcock fans.
Yeah.
When they found out that in every Alfred Hitchcock movie he was there, they started, my understanding is that people started having viewing parties to watch the movies when they could, just to find when he did his cameo. Because there were some of them that were so subtle. Like there's one movie, I want to say it's The Rope, but I'm not sure if this is the right one. But one of the characters is getting in the car, and the only time you see Alfred Hitchcock is when he walks past on the side view mirror on the car. That's it. That's the whole cameo. But, it's like, that kind of stuff just tickles me. I think it's great. Now, if I have to boil it down, and I know, I think we're doing pretty good on time, so I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go on and on and on and just waste everybody's time. If I have to pick, probably, I guess my favorite character has to be Captain America. Granted, he had the super soldier serum and all that. But let's be honest, Steve Rogers was Captain America before he ever took the serum.
Well, and the thing about the serum is it literally just enhances what you already are.
Exactly.
That's what
I'm saying. Steve Rogers was already that man. He just didn't have the body to back up the heart.
Yeah.
He didn't have the body to back up the code of conduct, the way he carried himself and the way he, and again, not to try to make anything political, but we're missing a lot of people of honor right now in this culture. You got people that flip flop from side to side for every little reason. That's why I said that's my favorite moment, because Captain America, when he picks up the hammer and Thor goes, "I knew it," is the same guy he was when he first became.
And like that money's moment is also funny because he goes, "I knew it," and then immediately gets stomped into the garbage pile.
But that's why he's my favorite character. He's always had that code. He's always been who he was.
Mm-hmm.
But again, guys, as always, if there's any other character that's yours, please tell us what your favorite is. We know that your guys is not going to be ours all the time. And, we're not expecting you all to agree with us. We're actually a little shocked most of the time when you agree with us, to be quite honest. But
we've got a strange outlook on a lot of things.
We just strange, period. Right?
Period.
But so, and if I'm rushing, guys, you'll have to apologize. My voice is trying its very best to give up on me, so I'm trying to get through this with a modicum of ease. It's when it starts getting like this, all I really want to do, BUBBZI, is go, "How you doing?"
That right there is sponsored by Mama Beard.
Right, she's a cutie. Now, when she hears this, she's going to come and smack me in the back of the head. So, but she is. Just saying.
If you've ever watched NCIS, it's going to be like Gibbs giving the nose a good
yeah. But it's a Mama Beard slap because she comes in a full run when she does it. So what? Yeah. Anyway.
At least it ain't a neck chop,
So, Bubs, and again, put it in the comments. What is the one MCU movie or TV show that you would like to see made that you haven't seen made yet? Is there a character that you would love to see to have his own thing?
I want to see them try to pull off same like full production that they have, but a live action Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Ooh.
Like, here's the thing: the Spider-Verse is great.
Instead of just taking the story and throwing it out there, to actually do Miles Morales.
But like, the Spider-Verse is so good anyway. But it's all about like, it's the whole verse. I'd like to see just a Miles Morales movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. If you're going to throw that out there, you got to throw out the actor you think could actually do a good Miles Morales, if you can think of one.
Oh, I can't. Oh my gosh. Why did you do this to me, man? I'm not a casting director. Don't do this to me.
No, but we casted Robin Williams as the Doctor, so I just thought maybe you might have
an idea. Yeah, but that's like a given. I haven't thought about this.
Seriously, I would have. Now, see, the only reason I threw it out there because I figured you'd already had this planned out.
No.
Even even in the little conversations in your own mind, I figured you already had this planned out.
I didn't know who Tom Holland was till they said he was playing Spider-Man. Okay.
So there's nobody that you can think
not off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll give you till we record the next podcast to think of it, and we'll kind of throw it out there for everybody and see if they agree with you. How about that?
Fine.
You think that'll work?
Probably not, but sure.
He'll drive himself nuts thinking about it now. That's the sad part. Because if you're watching the video, you can see the wheels in his mind going clunk, clunk, clunk. Yep, he's still doing it.
All right. Well, my day is ruined. Thank you and good night.
Well, that's my job. I'm your dad.
That is definitely not your job.
I'm going to say this because remember I said earlier on in the podcast that this was going to come up again.
The Incredible.
I would like to see them take the Hulk and turn it into a really good TV series.
Like we're not talking the rom-com that is Ragnarok.
No. I'm talking a really good series. I mean, and I don't know if he would do it or not. He probably wouldn't, but the guy Mark Ruffalo that played him, I think would do an excellent job. I don't know if he would necessarily do it. And I'm sitting here trying to think if there's anybody else out there that I could see doing it. And Ruffalo's the only one I can see right now.
Well,
like I said, I appreciated.
I will say this, and this may excite you. I believe there has been mentions that the Hulk may be making an appearance, or at least Mark Ruffalo, in the upcoming, I believe, Doctor Strange television show.
Oh, yeah. See, that would be I like Doctor Strange, too.
Well, the reason is because if you remember, in Endgame, the Hulk and Banner had combined to make Dr. Hulk, basically.
Yeah.
But in the Strange television show, which is supposed to happen afterwards, it's just Banner that you see.
Weird. Interesting.
So you can see where the story.
No, I kind of like that. I like that idea, actually. But the reason that I say this is this, and I don't want them to make him a which I guess the Hulk kind of always was an anti-hero, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I want him to be a hero that kids can look up to. You know, because I'm just going to say it. You know, we're talking about comics, right? We're talking about movies made after comics, and we're going to be talking about it next week and the week after. So you're probably going to hear this a little bit. I want kids to have characters, and you know that could be mom and dad, just haha, right? No, but they need people that they can look up to. They need to know that there is still a possibility for people in whatever shape or form to still be fighting for good in this world. And that's like I said, you know, Bill Bixby, man, you did a good job. You know, he always ran around. He was trying to stay out of trouble. He was just trying to get fixed. And something came along and he tried to be cool. He tried to stay calm. But the Hulk always came out to help him save somebody or to save something so that the right thing that needed to happen happened. Hey, it was a big green dude. For those of you that don't know who was behind the paint in the movie in the TV show back then, it was Lou Ferrigno. But
Okay.
he let me know that there were things out there worth fighting for. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say. That's just the way I look at it. We need that. Sorry, but we do. So
You are probably going to hate this idea, but
depends on the idea, but
I think it could be really, really funny. Along the lines of Jersey Shore, the reality television show. If you guys haven't noticed, he is giving me a very strange look. But a reality TV show that just follows Deadpool around.
oh, good Lord, no. They don't have enough sensors for that. Every other word would be beep, 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 hey, beep, beep,
But
beep,
like,
beep, beep.
you would have like special co-stars of like Spider-Man and Daredevil. Like one episode could be
I
him
don't
going to
know.
get legal
Now,
help from Matt.
I'm gonna say this with Daredevil's temperament, he'd probably smack Deadpool in the mouth. Which most people want to smack Deadpool in the mouth.
But here's the thing. It would
Not
be...
that he's not a good character. I just can't handle his mouth.
Dude, it would be so funny, though. Like...
We could just do a Where Are They Now? You know, they all live in the house for 6 months. You know.
Or, like, trap all the New York resident superheroes in a house and do, like, a... What was it? The Big Brother house or whatever? See what happens.
Yo.
Like,
Oh well, I've got to say, I'm gonna have to move us on because my voice is starting to hurt. Actually,
let's stop
but
it.
you know, guys, you hear me say it all the time. You know, we want to see your comments. We want to hear what y'all have to say. And some of you are so faithful with sharing your comments. And again, Kevin Robinson, I appreciate you, brother. I thank you for the suggestion, and we just decided to take your suggestion and run a few steps further. So I can't wait to see what comments you come up with for this, right? And but for my closing thought today, Bubs, I'm going to say this. You know, the reason that I loved comic books as a kid is because I spent a lot of time by myself. And I know this is going to blow everybody's mind, so I'm going to say it really close because I don't want to have to say it very loud. I was extremely shy as a kid. So I lived vicariously through the heroes that I read, you know, and watched on the Saturday morning Westerns and all that stuff, you know. I got to be everything that I really never felt like I could be. If that makes any sense.
Ladies and gentlemen, just be happy he did not live vicariously through the villains.
Right. There's some people that thought I probably would, to be honest with you. But the simple fact of the matter is, we have to have things that make us smile. We have to have things that lift us up. We have to have things in our lives that give us hope. Mm-hmm. And if a movie makes you laugh, makes you smile, makes you cry, carries you along on that journey, then it's done its job. Because while you're involved in that journey, you're okay. Everything else is neither here nor there. And maybe you're going through a rough day today, and I'm just going to say it like it's going to be all right. Tomorrow's a new day full of new blessings, the whole 9 yards. We weren't expecting to have COVID in the house again this year, but oh well. But we're okay.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't like it.
Fun.
We're enjoying it, but we're okay. And I don't know what anybody out there is going through, but find one of your favorite characters, find one of their movies or their TV shows, sit down, get immersed in it, laugh, cry, be silly, do whatever you got to do. But know tomorrow's going to be a better day. And BUBBZI and I are always willing to talk. We're always willing to message you if need be, right? So reach out to me on TikTok. That's probably the easiest place to get me. It's the Caffeinated Beard on TikTok, and it's the Caffeinated Beard on Instagram. But I'll see the TikToks a little bit easier. I don't know why, but I always do. But drop me a message, let me know. And as soon as I see it, I'll message you back. I don't know if I can help you or not, but I will at least try to lift you up a little bit, because that's our goal. No, contrary to popular opinion, the beard does not give me superpowers. I am not a superhero.
Not yet, at least.
I'm just a guy that wants to make somebody smile, make somebody laugh, and make somebody have a better day. So y'all know where it's going, right? Because I'm going to hush because I'm hurting. If you hung out with us this long, if you stayed with us this far, welcome to the family.
Man, there's nothing really I can say to follow him up anytime. So he's like, yeah, I'll go first, give my closing thoughts, and then I'm over here like, I'm just gonna get my socials and send this out,
Sorry.
So that may be my job, but I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. You can find me at ITSBUBBZI. That's It's BUBBZI. That's basically on everything. You can contact us, do Q&A on TikTok. We will do our best to get back to you as fast as possible. But as always, this has been the Caffeinated Podcast. Peace!
See ya.